Hi guys, thank you for joining me for Sunday School. So today we get to hear a very fun story about being ready and being prepared. So we're going to read this story out of the International Children's Version, that particular Bible. It's a little bit easier to understand. And it is chapter 25, verses 1 through 13, I believe. Yeah, 13. At that time, the kingdom of heaven will be like 10 girls who went to wait for a bridegroom. They took their lamps with them. 5 of the girls were foolish and 5 were wise. The 5 foolish girls took their lamps, but did not take more oil for the lamps to burn. The wise girls took their lamps and more oil in jars. The bridegroom was very late, and the girls became sleepy and went to sleep. At midnight, someone cried out, "The bridegroom is coming. Come and meet him." And then all the girls woke up and got their lamps ready. But the foolish girls said to the wise, "Give us some of your oil. Our lamps are going out." The wise girls answered, "No, the oil we have might not be enough for all of us. Go to the people who sell oil and buy some for yourselves." So the 5 foolish girls went to buy oil. While they were gone, the bridegroom came. And the girls who were ready went with the bridegroom to the wedding feast. And then the door was closed and locked. Later, the others came back and they said, "Sir, open the door to let us in." But the bridegroom answered, "I tell you the truth, I don't know you. So always be ready. You don't know the day or the time the Son of Man will come." This story can be pretty confusing. I think this story is pretty confusing because personally, when I think of a lamp, I think of a lamp that plugs into the wall. But they're talking about the kind of lamps that actually burn oil, kind of like a candle. Now, a story that would be similar to this for today's standards would be if you and 10 of your friends, boys and girls, were invited to a party. And you had this invitation on your phone. And you had to wait for the cars to come pick you up. Well, 5 of the people brought their phone chargers, and the other 5 didn't. So by the time the car came to pick you up for this really fun big party, well, the 5 people who didn't have chargers, their phones were dead. So they couldn't get into the party because they couldn't show their invitation on their phones. And the 5 people who were prepared, who brought their chargers and thought ahead, were able to go and enjoy the party. Now, in this case, they're actually talking about Jesus coming back versus a bridegroom. Now, right now we're not in Advent, but Advent's coming because Advent happens right before Christmas, and Christmas is coming, which is pretty exciting to me. But during Advent, we remember that we are waiting for Christ to come again. And when Christ does come again, we need to be ready. We need to make sure we have our cell phone chargers so we can get invited to the party or get into the party or get a ride to the party. Now, how do we do that? Do you think Jesus really wants us to have our cell phone chargers? I don't think so. But I do think Jesus wants us to pray. And I think Jesus wants us to love our neighbors. Even if our neighbors are people we don't like. We still have to show love to them. And we still have to help them. It's important to do that. And how else can we be ready for Jesus? We can pray every day. We can read our Bible. We can stay connected to God and really keep God first in everything you do. Whether you're playing sports, whether you're playing games online, whatever is happening, keep God first. And you'll be prepared for Jesus to come. Now, today for our activity in your bags, you've probably got a piece of paper that looks like this. So what we're going to do to practice being ready is we're going to be ready in case we have a fire in our house. Now, this checklist, you're supposed to have 3 crayons. You're supposed to have a green crayon and a red crayon and a yellow crayon. And you should probably do this with an adult in your house too, but some of the things you can do just on your own. So I have my 3 crayons. And you're supposed to go around your house and check and make sure all your electrical cords are good and not damaged. So if that's true, as you can see, I'm going to color that part green. And maybe appliances and lights are plugged into separate electrical outlets. Maybe you have a whole bunch of things plugged into one and a bunch of cords tangled up. Well, that wouldn't be very good. So I might put a yellow on that and then ask a grown-up to check. And then making sure all smoke alarms work. Well, that one you probably need a grown-up to help with. I know personally, I can't reach any of our on the ceiling. I have to get somebody who's tall to test all of the smoke alarms in our house. So even I would need help with that. So on that one, go get an adult and check it out. And go through all of these things and make sure that your house is safe in case there's a fire. You can also think about what kind of escape routes. So let's say there's a fire. Is it clear to get out? Do you have an easy route to get from each person from their bedroom to outside? Maybe you need a fire escape ladder. So be prepared in case of an emergency. Practice being prepared with fire safety. And then, don't forget, you can always practice being prepared for God. All you have to do is pray, read your Bible, and make sure to put God first. Thanks for joining me for Sunday School.